Hey everyone, welcome back to another session. I think we're gonna get into it with a previously on, and then we'll get into the game. Last session we started in the midst of combat, with you all defending the Pegasus caravan from a swarm of harpies and eagles. Harvey was fighting the Queen Harpy and ultimately killing her. Danni and Betty worked on defending the Pegasus riders who were carrying Bleu and Squirts. And Folly supported Harvey during his fight with the Queen Harpy and with swift action reanimated the Queen, on which Harvey was plummeting to the ground. And you guys made it through the Canyon Pass, or the mountainous region, and eventually safely landed on Amos, the Vermilion Dragon City. Harvey and Danni went to see Harvey's cousin Annabelle so that they could secure lodging with her, though Harvey's arrival and request was unexpected and unwanted. Annabelle relented and allowed the party to stay in her dorm for a daily fee. Meanwhile, Folly and Betty headed to the tavern named the Juicy Warthog. There, they had a discussion about the Council of Death and the mission that you all are working on. Eventually, Danni and Harvey show up not long after, and then after that, Jian Yu and the Pegasus Riders arrive as well, and you all have a hot meal and some drinks covered by Jian Yu, though technically Harvey, since that's what he kind of requested. And then the session ended with Danni, Harvey, and Folly heading back to Annabelle's, and Betty and Bleu heading towards a temple that focuses on the aspect of Amos that deals with funerary rites on the Dragon City. And here, Betty prayed for guidance from Ash, one of the gods of death. Cool. So that's where we're going to pick up, I think. Betty, when you uh, cast your guidance, you said you went kind of to sleep, right? Expecting kind of like a message in the morning, perhaps, or were you expecting something kind of immediately?
Nah, she went to the temple just kind of like praying for something.
Hmm.
And then it was like the end of the session, so I kind of just rolled it as like a cliffhanger. And then she prayed on it. It's something is supposed to appear to her, but it was at the end of the night. So like after she was praying as like a before bedtime kind of
Okay.
thing.
Cool. That's awesome. Okay. You have well, you can tell me. How did you sleep? Did you sleep well? In this strange temple in this strange city?
I'm gonna say yeah. I have my like racial trait as like a ranger
Hmm.
is if you're a human ranger, when you make camp in like dungeon or city, you don't need to consume a ration,
Oh, hell
which
yeah.
I'm kind of like vibing off of the idea that like she's so she's so used to like surviving in the wild and stuff that when it's in the city, it's kind of just like a pew sleeping on a pew is as comfortable as sleeping on like a frozen patch of dirt that's
Right,
like
right.
rock hard. So I think she slept fine.
Okay, excellent. She, Betty, you're going to hear a really annoying buzzing in your ear, and I don't know how you usually react to flies kind of flying around your face, but the buzzing is going to be too much for you to ignore, and you're going to kind of awaken to kind of a bunch of flies flying in your general vicinity, and they kind of fly. Once you're awake and you kind of take a notice of them, they they fly a little bit away from you, and then strangely, the flies start to synchronize, and they take the form. They kind of like coalesce and take a form, and the shape that they take kind of looks like a ship, but the sails are weirdly angled, and the sails look more like fins that you would see on a fish. And this form that these flies have synchronized into uh, slowly but surely flies to the edge of the pew, and when it lands on the edge of this pew, you see one fly crawl off of the mass of flies and onto the pew, and it kind of stands there for a second, and then the flies disperse, flying in every which direction, until you only see a couple of flies lingering throughout the temple.
Okay. So you said the sails were like fins?
Yes,
Like were they on the side of the ship? Like was it
it would match.
like Neopleurodon?
There were some like that, but I think the detail that was like most strange to you was that you know how like on a sailboat the I don't know like you're out on a sailboat, the sails are like they're shaped in such a way, positioned in such a way that they're trying to catch air.
Yeah.
This one they were angled, like this and then like this, like the fins on a fish, as if
Like they're trying to cut through the air.
like they're trying to cut through the
Like
air.
resist drag. Like the fins on like a missile or a torpedo.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do with that, but I have a question.
Hmm.
Um, since we rested, can I take the level up action?
Yes, I was going to. Yes, you may. And then
Okay.
I think Folly also has some leveling up to do. Um,
I bring it
Me
up
too.
only because for
hmm,
my next one, I'm going to take wild empathy. I can now speak to and understand animals. So I'm gonna and I don't want this to be like they talk to me in in English.
hmm.
I think it's just like an empath, like a more substantial like empathic bond. So I'm just gonna look at Blue for the time being and be like, oh gosh, this religion stuff's making my head hurt. What do you think about this, there, bud? And then he's gonna look at me, and it's like I always kind of feel a connection with Blue, but this feels like more substantial. Like like he's not looking at me like a dog, but like a person. But like sometimes pets just do that. So I just feel a little bit weird about it, and I'm going to shake it off and get up because despite whatever that was, I don't know what it means. I got to go visit the rest of the people. So I'm going to I'm going to start heading over to the address where everybody else is at.
Okay, excellent. Uh, so go ahead and focus on your level up, and we'll have Betty kind of
Yeah.
walking their way over to Annabelle's. And let's see. Okay, and then the three of you spent the night at Annabelle's in her dorm that was set up for, one person. So you might feel a little cramped sleeping on the floor in her living room, but it's got to be, camping out in the wilderness. So I think in the morning, who wakes up first?
I think Folly is gonna wake up early and take this time to pray so I can commune and get my spells taken care of. But yeah, I think Folly wakes up early and kind of like finds a quiet corner of this like dorm living room to to pray in.
Okay, excellent. Oh, go ahead, Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey definitely doesn't wake up at like a decent time.
No, okay. Okay, perfect. Then I think okay, let's see. Okay. That's fine. I'll come back to you in a second. And then Danny, how do you usually wake up? Do you just kind of
Just regular.
just regular, kind of just
Just 8 or 9.
perfect. I love it. Okay. So you all are kind of rustling awake. Harvey is still kind of maybe snoring a little bit while he finishes, gets in one more hour of sleep. And
Oh,
I
you
think,
would notice that there's like a notebook splayed open on his chest as he sleeps.
Oh, have you busted out this notebook before?
Probably not.
Okay, so this is kind of a strange. Okay, cool. So no one really knows what this notebook is.
Danny's gonna take a sneaky peek.
Yeah, so you look at it, and you realize that after you all gave him a hard time last week, he wrote out the names of all his siblings. And he was obviously up all night doing it, given that there's 84 names, I believe it is.
Oh
My
man.
God, that is wild. Okay, that's phenomenal.
Speaking of, let me go ahead and share the link with you guys.
That's
Yes,
okay.
I want it though.
Yeah, I was just gonna put it in this chat.
Perfect.
You can move on.
Okay.
It'll show up when it shows up.
Okay. I'll snag it when it pops up. Okay. I think Annabelle probably comes out maybe a little bit after Danny you awaken, and I think she starts I think she goes up to you two and asks if you'd like some coffee or tea, and she starts making some for herself. Let's see. I want to. So you guys are kind of having a relaxed morning, since you know that Zuri Lee won't be showing up for another day. Sweet. Check that out in a little bit.
72 sisters and 12 brothers. What is the statistical probability that somebody would have 72 sisters and 12 brothers? Okay, I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
There weren't always 12 brothers.
So
Okay.
everything after that was never mind. I can't think about this. Okay, you know what?
I used to have more brothers.
Oh no. Are I don't even want to go into, like, are they married? Do they have husbands and or wives? Do they have children?
What are their dreams?
What are their occupations?
Don't fucking
What's their
ask me.
education history? What does their spouse's family look like?
Yeah, I want a CV for everyone, please.
I don't know. I
No,
don't know.
that's
Harvey
okay.
didn't know.
No, Harvey doesn't know.
Like that.
That's perfect. We're lucky that Harvey even knows their names. Okay. Harvey is eventually gonna wake up, and I think when he does, Annabelle is gonna walk up to you, Harvey, and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?"
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, so I was thinking about what happened yesterday, and I realized I wanted to apologize. You kind of springing this all on me, kind of.
Was super rude of me, and your reaction was understandable.
It was-
Annabelle.
It was it was partially understandable, but I'm definitely. Your friends are super nice, and I feel bad taking this much money from you. So I'm gonna reevaluate what I said, and it's just gonna be 2 coin a night from you guys. Not each of you, just 2 coin. That'll be perfectly fine.
Oh, thanks, Annabelle. This is
Yeah.
why you were always my favorite.
Thanks, Harvey. And
Even
then
though you decided to come to the trader school.
Harvey,
Is it worth it? Is
Yes.
it worth it?
Harvey, you know the Red Scale College is better than the Blue Scale College. It's just better.
But Blue Scale has a better football or a better tennis team.
You know what? I can't argue with you there. You were absolutely right on that. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
and-
I'm pretty sure this team cheats. I've been to a couple other matches. Oh, the
They
referees.
cheat and they still lose in the playoffs every year without fail. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it blows my mind. Sometimes I don't know. I don't even know why I
Crazy.
go to some of these games.
Crazy. Don't bother. You know, I can forgive. Okay, I can forgive the school trader if you just root for the right tennis team.
I always root for Rabunth.
All right.
I wanna-
Annabelle.
I want to jump in real quick and say I think Betty tried to talk to Harvey about tennis once, and all of the schools, their mascot is always just the dragons, and it gets really confusing to talk about it because they all have the same mascot, and it's just too much. Too much. They're all like the dragons, and it's like, and then the dragons beat the dragons. It's just too much. I can't deal with it.
I love it. But Annabelle is then gonna be like, "Hey, I didn't get to ask you. What are you even doing in town? Why are you even here?"
I don't remember. Danny!
She gives you like,
Yes, hello.
"Oh, hi, Danny.
I stumble over with my mug of coffee.
I was just asking Harvey, like, what are you doing here? Harvey isn't the biggest fan of Amos, and I was just curious, as to why you and these friends I've never seen before are here."
Yeah, we're on a mission for the death god. And we actually are very close with him. And we got a letter saying that there was somebody here who we needed to investigate because of reasons. Folly?
As Danny is saying this, I am like frantically trying to make like motions to tell them to stop talking. I'm like, and I'm like behind Annabelle. I'm like, no, this is
Okay, did I notice the motion?
Wait, I remember exactly why we're here. There is a league member that we have to find, and we have to tail.
Harvey, buddy. Harvey.
Yeah, Folly.
I'm gonna turn to Annabelle. We're here on a job, and we
To find a league member.
As I was saying, Harvey, we're here on a job that was meant to be kept a secret because there are, I don't exactly know why actually, but there's some very high stakes involved, I'd say.
Involving a league member.
This
Yes, you've said.
This is incredibly interesting. Can I? So what you're saying to me is you're investigating someone coming to Amos, and you're doing this job for a death god.
Actually, now that I think about it, I would like to explain why we're really here. We're really here because Folly is very interested in mushrooms, flora and fauna and such. And so we heard there was a very unique mushroom that grows here in Almos, in the city. And it's probably poisonous and toxic, but Folly's just a huge studier of mushrooms.
This is interesting. Well, very, very interesting. Well, since you guys are doing something very low stakes, like checking up on a mushroom, do you mind if I tag along?
You can't.
Harvey looks like he's gonna straight up shit himself.
You can't because we're going to dangerous places because the mushroom grows in like abandoned building, and if you're not an experienced urban explorer like we are.
Actually, I don't see any harm in Annabelle tagging along. Remember guys, you needed me to scout ahead and kind of clear the path for some mushrooms before you headed in there. So I think I'll bring Annabelle along with me. And then you guys can head in once I'm done. Wink, 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 wink.
How subtle is that winking?
So very subtle because I'm in a full suit of armor.
Okay.
Just woken up and immediately put the helmet on. That's great. Or I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you slept in your armor.
Oh, I have said in previous sessions before, Harvey sleeps in his armor.
And I assumed I was just like outside and stuff. Can I actually
No.
say something out of character real quick?
Yeah.
We go down this rabbit hole. I remember last session, Jacob made a comment that one potential place to look for information about Zeroe Lee might be the university because of Lee's, connection to the League, which is kind of a sort of part medical guild, part medical school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if maybe we can think about getting Annabelle to like kind of show us around the campus or something, or use her to like look for information on the campus.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. Maybe if you want, we could have that conversation in character. But yeah, I think that would totally be reasonable, especially since Annabelle's already kind of interested in, or has expressed her interest in, tagging along with you guys.
Real quick, like out of character, we did discuss this like in character, but like the note said specifically he was a lecturer. So I assume that he is, I don't know. I'm guessing if he is here and he was coming up with like an alibi, it would be like, I'm giving like a guest lecture at the college. That's why I think he might be there.
Right. Okay, cool. I think in that case, I think as Harvey is kind of winking, subtly winking underneath his helmet, Folly's gonna, actually, Annabelle, I heard that the Red Skill University has a fantastic mycology program here, and I would actually love if you could give us a bit of a tour around the campus.
Yeah, I think I could absolutely give you a tour of the campus. I'd be happy to. And Annabelle, you see Annabelle kind of brighten, as basically it sounds like you guys are accepting her into the group for the moment, and she's very excited, and she goes, "Oh, this is great. Okay, let me go get ready. I'll just be a few minutes," and she's gonna go head back to her bedroom, and get ready.
I also love that last session she said she was studying for finals.
Yes. Well, okay, yeah. We'll get there. That may come up.
It's just like Alyssa.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could ask her, but yeah. So Annabelle heads to her bedroom and is getting prepared. Oh, did we want to go through level up stuff real quick? Yeah. Harvey, sounds like you want to get us started.
Yeah. So remember how I established that I used to have more brothers?
Yes. I can't remember how many, but you did have a lot.
I think I had like 40 or 50 brothers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that sounds. It doesn't matter, right? The specific
thinking
number.
about the names last night, I remembered what happened and how I survived. The brothers all turned on each other. There was a great battle. Many were slain.
Oh my god.
But
and I survived by hiding.
Why was
like
there
a little
great
bitch.
battle?
And because toxic masculinity.
So they just hold on. They just had a battle royale, but all the brothers had a battle royale, a tournament to the death. And so 13 men, including yourself, survived this battle royale. Excellent.
Recounting this traumatic experience, I remembered what first enticed me to the flail. Watching my favorite brother, whose name I can't even remember, be bludgeoned to death by another brother with a flail.
Oh
And
my god.
with that, I unlock the skill Merciless. I roll an extra 1d4 for damage.
I'm sorry, I don't buy toxic masculinity as an excuse. That's not a reason.
Have you ever watched Naruto?
It
Okay.
it is wild
Yeah.
that 50 brothers decided to just like have a battle to the death.
In my mind, what has to have happened is like
What?
there's like sometimes it's like in the news, right? Like a kid will kill another kid, and it's really sad because they like tried to do a wrestling move they saw in WWE, and they tried to like pile drive someone and like did it to the like put an elbow to the back of their neck, and it's super fucked up and sad. But I can't help but imagining that like in Harvey's mind, he was just like standing on like a pile of rubble, being like, brothers, today I will be the last one to stand. But like in reality, they were like in a basement, like shirtless, like hyped up on like fucking beef jerky and Mountain Dew, just like beating the shit out of each other.
Fight Club
It's
style.
sad. Yeah,
No,
like it's
no.
sad, but it's like even it's also pathetic. There's no way that I can't imagine this not being pathetic. Like a little kid being like, to one, and then just like going to kill one kid with a sword and then slipping and then like stabbing himself in the neck or something. Oh God.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
30 brothers died. Even in war, when half the people die, most of the time people are like, "This is not worth it. Let's get out of here." But no, they continued. There were 15 bodies on the ground. And the remaining 15 said, "Yeah, this is a good idea."
This is okay. This is okay. This is what we wanted.
What if they literally like just beat each other up and then like half of them were like, this family is bad. They let this happen. Our parents are neglectful. I'm gonna go leave and like turn myself into like child protective services and they can deal with this.
No,
and Harvey's
not what
just like,
happened.
they died.
no, I'm
They
telling
died.
you, they died.
Um,
They did die.
this
Well,
is
I'm
okay.
so
Yeah, this is
glad you brought up Naruto because there's no way outside of anime. You know, there's anyway.
did the brother who flailed your favorite brother survive?
He did the initial incident, but he definitely didn't survive in like the real world very long
Okay.
after that.
So he is dead at this point.
I think that's ambiguous.
Interesting.
He's
Very
either dead
interesting.
or like locked up deep in prison.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like after that incident, he probably fell off from the family, and I have no fucking clue what happened to him. He is not one of the names I listed.
That's
Did you
wild. that
tell
he
us
fell
all of
off.
this?
Wait, what?
Did you tell us all of this in character?
I fucking guess I did.
Yeah. Oh, Betty, do you want to have had shown up at this point in time for this story?
Yes, and I have two questions for you. The first is, can we just say that I have a healing item. It takes a few minutes outside of combat to apply. Can I just use that?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Cool. It's herbs is what it says listed. So I'm just gonna show up with like a to-go mug, like of herbs. Or like those little metal ones that you can get to like travel. I think I have it, and it's just full of like just like murky water, and I'm like drinking it, and I'm gonna show up. And my second question: can I take off one of my dungeon rations to say that I bought dragon donuts? That I have dragon donuts for everyone?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I show up with dragon donuts. They're basically like regular donuts, but everything on this fucking dragon, I'm like, you guys are not going to believe this, dear. I went to go to the donut store and they said, do you want any dragon donuts? And I said, what's a dragon donut? And they said, you never had a dragon donut before, so I ordered it, and it's just a dozen regular donuts there. Every
No,
day.
that's not a regular donut. That's a dragon donut. Have you never seen a dragon donut before, Betty? They're clearly different.
But what is the
I'm
difference?
honestly surprised they don't call it dragon tennis. Honestly, it's a problem, this place. But here you go, everybody. Dig in. I don't want y'all. You can't go fighting and exploring and rooting around there on an empty stomach, okay? And I'm just gonna give everybody a fucking dragon donut.
Excellent.
Great.
I love it. Okay. Betty, did you finish your level up?
Yeah.
Okay. Harvey, did you finish your level up?
Oh right, I only stated so. Yeah, I took the merciless ability because I remembered how merciless
Your one brother was.
to my favorite brother, and then I also leveled up Dex. I put a point into dexterity.
Okay. Very cool.
So my dexterity and my constitution are both a 17 now.
Damn, that's beastly. That's awesome. Okay, cool. And then what does Merciless do? Sorry, I just want to go back on that real quick.
Oh, it's just so when I roll damage, I roll 1d10 and 1d4.
That's dope. Okay. Awesome. Getting that DPS up. And then Folly. What was your level up like?
I put an extra point into wisdom, and I took the advanced move, chosen one, which just gives me one spell that just allows me to take a spell as if it was one level lower. So I'm taking Hold Person, which is a 3rd level spell, but I'm taking it as if it was a 1st level spell, which allows me to choose a person I can see until I cast a spell with their presence. They cannot act except to speak, and the effect ends immediately if the target takes damage.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that's
an awesome spell.
in the way of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, you've all met up. You all are kind of cramped in Annabelle's dorm. You know that Zaruri Lee is arriving somehow tomorrow, and that you're supposed to find him and track him and see what the hell he's doing on Amos. Is there anything that you wanted to do today to prepare for Zaruri Lee's eventual arrival?
That is not my wheelhouse.
I have a general idea.
Cool.
I'm not sure how it would work, but if one of us, I can do it. I don't know if anybody else has like a higher wisdom or if they have like a particularly high. If we want to do some kind of like team roll, but I was thinking maybe we could try to do some kind of, what is it? I think it's discern realities check, because that gives you questions to ask, right?
It does.
And I'll let you. I want to know what you think, Devon. If we all worked together to use discern realities, is that supposed to be a spell that tells you what's going on immediately, or could we use that to like gather intel about this guy and like ask around, or would that need to be more close to a parlay?
So, that's an interesting question. So discern realities, from my understanding, like it's a basic move, and pretty much all of these moves are kind of like supposed to be kind of centered around one person either leading it or doing it. And in discern, so in which case, if you wanted to lead this, you would roll discern realities, and then if someone wanted to aid you, one person can aid, and then hopefully give you a bonus to your discern realities roll. But as far from what here, let me just look up the language for discern realities real quick. It's when you closely study a situation or person, you then get to ask the listed questions.
Could I maybe, if I got some help from people, try to go with Bleu and like if the other people, tell me what you guys think. I'm thinking maybe other people could do an aid roll, and then I can do discern realities with Bleu because I think with Bleu I can get discern realities up to like a +4, and I'm thinking maybe I do a discern realities and like the location in theory would be the university since we're gonna go there and like scope it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could be like looking for, I don't know, but like any sign that Zuri might be there. Yeah, I think that I can see that working.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
I think
sure
I think I think that sounds pretty good actually. Just tell me before we get into any of the roles, tell me kind of how you're going about doing this. Like I think I get like what your intention is, and I think your intention is good. But tell me kind of how you're approaching investigating and kind of like going about investigating the university.
So I want to let if other people want to like explain like if you guys want to roll like an aid roll or anything, I'll let everybody else describe it. I think it's less of like a team role and more of just sort of everybody's like vibing together, trying to scope stuff out. For Betty's part, I think Betty is kind of like independent, but like stays with the pack. So I think she's gonna kind of be just like following behind everyone while we're getting the tour of this campus, and then just doing that. You know how sometimes you'll go to like an amusement park or like a party with someone, and they're like really independent, and like you'll just be like, "Where the fuck did they go?" And then they show up again like 2 minutes later, and you're like, "Where did you go?" And they're like, "Ha, don't worry about it." Anyway, you should try this dream. I'm gonna do that and just kind of like split off and just like vibe and like listen to people and like look through shit. And then just kind of come back to the group and they'll be like, "Did you go somewhere?" I was just tying my shoes. Don't worry about it. I was just tying my shoes. That thing.
Cool. That sounds great, and I think that works really well for discern realities, a role. And then who wanted to help Betty, with this? So I think who. Okay, well let's start here. Who's going to the university? Who's going to college?
I'll go to college
Everybody.
Everyone's going to
just so I
college.
can shit on it the whole time.
Perfect. Yep. I think Annabelle joins in like half the time anytime you shit on it. Like depending on what you're shitting on,
Good.
Annabelle
Oh,
kind of.
it's gonna be mostly like sports related.
Oh yeah. Then yes. Annabelle is shitting on the sports so
I'm
hard.
painfully aware that they are academically leaps and bounds ahead of anything fucking
In comparison to the college on Ravunth.
Ravoon.
Yeah, which is why you focus on the sports, right? Because it's like the
Uh-huh.
one thing it's they're not better at.
They cheat at sports. We cheat at standardized testing.
So you all are going to Red Scale College. Annabelle has offered, or she's taking, giving you guys a tour of the college. And while you there, you guys are kind of, sounds like you're investigating and kind of looking around for anything related to Zerui Lee and his potential arrival. Particularly Betty, who's kind of using her ranger skills to kind of maybe slink away from this guided tour, for anything that might be of interest. And then who wanted to help Betty, uh, with her discern realities?
Well, that was my question.
Yeah,
Narratively, how can we help if Betty is leaving us?
I mean, you guys are like, I don't want to like tell you what to do, right? But like, you guys are on this like kind of like impromptu tour with Annabelle, right? So, and you all are kind of like working together on this, and trying to figure out any information on Zerui Lee. So it could be as much as like, maybe Betty wants to like kind of maybe go into someone's office and you offer a distraction, or
Oh,
you yourself are maybe doing your own little investigation, to help Betty or supplement Betty's knowledge that she learns when she's doing whatever.
in my mind, we're all sleuthing in our own ways. I just wanted to lead the role because I get like a +4 to discern realities when I'm with Blue, so that I don't. Yeah, I think I have the highest on it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the way dungeon there's no like team role for Dungeon World, so only one person can really help another player at a time, with the aid or interfere move.
Oh, for real? I thought everyone could help, and you can get like a plus. Like,
No, I think only one person can help you, and like the max you can get is a +1 for
oh,
your
okay.
next roll. But yeah, so who wanted to help Betty with that?
So if it's only one person, I think Folly can take this one and I'll take the next one if Betty needs help later or something.
That would make sense to me. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Folly, but like you're kind of like familiar with college campuses, right?
Yeah.
So you might be just kind of more comfortable in the setting.
hmm
So if you wanted to aid Betty, I think it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, and I think narratively, I'm also like maybe kind of distracting Annabelle from the fact that Betty keeps wandering off because I've told him like, oh, I'm interested in, some stuff here. So I think is like I'm like whenever like Betty is like looking through like someone's like some like office like window or something, I'm like, oh, Annabelle, what does that inscription over there mean? So she doesn't get suspicious or whatever.
That's I love that so much. That's so good.
All right. Let's see. Got +1 bond.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Cool. So that is technically a partial success. So Betty, you will get the bonus, but Folly, depending on Betty's role, you'll be implicated in any issue that may occur. Betty, go ahead and take advantage on this roll because you're
Okay.
having Annabelle lead you, who is, a student on this campus. So it adds kind of like you're not some rando just sneaking onto a college campus. It's literally a student who's kind of giving you a tour.
So I got a 16.
Whoa! Whoa! My God, that might have. Wow!
Wild.
Wow! Dang, that's amazing. Okay, cool. This is like one of those times where I wish crits were a thing, but dang, that's an awesome roll, dude. So you get to ask 3 of the questions listed under discern realities. Do you want me to list them, or do you have them?
I got it.
Okay.
Since we're all working together on this, I'm gonna ask one, and then I was gonna give a question to Eliot and Alyssa if I could. Not Zach, because I imagine Harvey is too busy shitting on the tennis courts to like be paying attention to anything.
I feel like Harvey has like at one point has like split away and just has like been spending a bunch of time at the cafeteria.
No, I definitely go to the tennis courts to verbally harass their tennis team.
God,
You're gonna get us kicked off.
I love that
Oh
so
my
much.
God, who's this weirdo in a full suit of armor who's yelling at the JV team?
You fucking suck.
You
So-
cheat. Okay, what?
Devon,
Yes.
my one question: what here is valuable to us? It says to me, but we're working together, so
Yeah. And this is in relation to your investigation of Zeruili. I think what's valuable to you is that I think you end up talking to some professors during this tour,
Mhm.
and I think a couple of them actually do know Zeruili, and I think they tell you that there are no plans for him to come to college anytime soon, and that he did a lecture like maybe last month, but he hasn't like set up another like guest lecture. And I think another useful thing or something that's valuable that you learn from these conversations is that he is known to be a fan of professional tennis, which takes place on the Dragon Cities.
No.
Yes.
Wait.
No.
We're gonna get a professional
Collegiate tennis or
tennis
professional
game.
tennis?
Professional tennis,
So not at the college.
not at the college.
Okay, I got my question. I think what happens is I send Bleu ahead, and Bleu is just like, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, what an adorable dog! Whose dog is this?" And then I come around the corner, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, dear. Don't worry, he's real friendly. Hey, well, I got you here. I couldn't help but notice there's a lot of people who really love tennis here." And then we start talking about tennis, and then I'll leave Eliot and Alyssa to the other two questions.
Okay. I think I'm gonna ask what here is. Actually, I'm kind of switching between two. Yeah, I'm gonna ask what here is not what it appears to be.
Huh.
It's Harvey's cousin.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
us.
The whole institution. It's not worth the
If
debt
she
he's
turns
being
out
taken into.
to be a traitor, my heart will be broken,
I-
and Harvey's heart
I-
gone.
I will keep that in mind. What's here's not as it appears to be.
If
I
there's
think
nothing that's like really relevant, I do
it's-
have another question I can ask.
Yeah, there's nothing super relevant as far as like the investigation that you're kind of doing for Zerui Lee. I think. Well, okay. How about this? Everyone who you've talked to about Zerui Lee has been kind of like not. They haven't been particularly fond of him. They never say anything like explicitly like, "Oh, that dude fucking sucks," but they're never like very happy to speak about him. Like they don't know why you would even want to talk about him.
Interesting. This isn't really related to this specific role. I might make another role, a different role for it after we finish. But can I ask, like, does this sort of like ambivalence towards Zerui Lee, is that kind of in line with like how people in the League think of him, or is it different from what his reputation in Antara is like?
That is going to be a spout lore for you.
Okay, I will do that after I think Alyssa is asking the third question.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about asking, what should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? That one, I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't know if there is anything that you can be on the lookout here for. I think what it kind of feels like is that you get this like understanding and like you know that Zerui Lee has no plans to be here on this trip. You have confirmed it, and you know that when tomorrow comes, he's not coming here.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna tug on Folly's sleeve like a small child, and just be like, yeah, he's not coming here. The spirits told me he doesn't want anything to do with this place.
That's perfect.
Great.
Devon,
Yeah.
since we got a 16, can I ask one final question? The question is, does the college team really cheat, or are they just bad?
Ooh, dang. Okay. This is a question I've like been tossing back and forth in my head. They have been caught cheating. They have been caught
They've
cheating.
been caught cheating and still haven't made it past playoffs.
They just get caught. And so it like disqualifies them, right? But also at the same time, they're not very good. So I think Ravunth calls them like people of Ravunth call them cheaters, but it's only been like a handful of times where I mean handful of times still a lot, right? But it's not like as frequent as people of Ravunth would make it out to be. Uh, they
Devin,
they are just not good.
I have an idea for some lore, and I'm gonna message you later.
Please do, please do. I love that shit. So yeah, I think yeah, that's kind of what you gather.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
and then do you want to go back to Folly real quick?
Yeah, I am just gonna do a spout war real quick. I. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
What
good.
was?
Got an inspiration.
Yeah, make sure to mark it your XP. Um,
I did.
excellent. And then, what was your question?
Yeah, I was trying to see, given that like people here seem to be kind of ambivalent towards Rui, or they dislike him but don't want to, talk shit about him publicly. I was kind of trying to figure out if is this like in line with how people in Antara think about him? Is this like
Hmm,
how like people in the league would talk about him, or is this like unusual, or is this like unexpected that people here don't like him?
I see. Okay. So unfortunately you failed. And so I think what that kind of like partially means is that
Hmm.
you yourself are not very familiar with Zerui Lee in general,
Hmm.
and you haven't heard that much about him. He's almost like he's just like one of the, like I don't know, not everyone here's been I don't know. You just don't know. Sometimes some professors you just don't know, and some professors people don't talk about them, and so
Hmm.
I just don't think you've heard anything really much about him while you were in the league
Hmm.
or studying in the middle school part of the league. But at the same, but then that leads me into kind of the consequence here is I think Harvey, you were getting a little too rowdy at the tennis courts, and
Of course I was.
I think I think security has kind of come by and been like I think I think this all happens kind of at the same time. Like your group finally like catches up, and like we see Harvey kind of talking to the security and arguing with them, and then I think Annabelle comes up and he's like, okay, okay, sorry, he was my guest. We got to go. We're gonna go. I'll make sure that Harvey doesn't ever come back to the tennis courts. Make sure he doesn't have any problems here. But we're gonna go for today. We're done here. And you guys are kind of basically kicked out of this campus tour.
Can I ask a question as well? Um,
Yeah,
before we break.
yeah.
I just wanted to like sidle up next to Annabelle and be like, so what's the situation with your finals? Shouldn't you be shouldn't you be I never went to school, but seems like you should be studying right now, but you're here showing us around campus. So
Let's see. I think. How is she gonna react to your question? I think she is going to. Oh, okay. She's gonna be like, I. To tell you the truth, I was hoping that this was gonna help me. On my finals, I'm supposed to be working on a project. I'm working on becoming an investigative reporter, and I just haven't been able to find a story that was like really grasping me, and I was hoping, whatever you guys were saying this morning piqued my interest, and I haven't been this piqued in a while, and so I was hoping that this whole all these shenanigans that you guys were about to get into, or hopefully going to get into, would lead to a really good grade on my final.
yeah, Danny's gonna be like, yeah, okay. Don't tell anyone I told you this, but we're not just here looking for mushrooms. Stick with us.
uh, I like you, Danny. Uh, thanks. And she's gonna escort you all out of the campus. And I think we'll pick up after a quick break. So you all are now. Actually, I had some questions. You all are were kicked out of the college for now. Mainly Harvey. Mainly Harvey was kicked out, and you all kind of just we're done with the college and got what you needed from it.
Maybe we shouldn't be such sore losers.
um, this is a super random question that has no real relevance on what we've been working on. But Danni, you had a clutch of spider eggs. Whatever happened to those?
Well, so glad you asked. Danny probably forgot about them, which would mean that they are still in the bottom of their carrying case, just in the bottom of the bag, and maybe wrapped in like a piece of cloth or something.
Okay. So the egg sack. So the egg. Basically the egg sack is on you. It's in your pack somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Excellent. Perfect. That's all I needed to know.
Honestly, if a bunch of baby spiders just started crawling all over me, I think it would just improve my aesthetic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. I'm not gonna give. I don't want to give too much away, but they're not gonna come into play yet. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about them. Okay. So you all outside of the college, what do you want to do next? I don't know. I'm guessing it's maybe like midday. You all have gathered some information, or as much as you could, about Zeruli from the Red Scale College. You know that he's arriving somehow tomorrow. Oh, that was my other question. Betty, did you share your experience that you had this morning to everyone? Did you want to bring? Did you want to bring that up at some point, or did you already bring that up?
Well, okay. If you'll allow it, I don't want to share it with everyone, but I wanted to pull Folly aside and be like, maybe on the tour, maybe while everyone is like, I don't know, going to the bathroom or something. I'm just gonna be like, so Folly, as the resident, I don't even know what you want to call it, person who believes in things. I gotta tell you, I had an experience there this morning. I went to a temple and I prayed for maybe the third or fourth time in my life there, and a bunch of flies gathered in the shape of, I want to say a ship, but it was honestly somewhere between a fish and a ship and a fish there, a fip or a shish. And the flies got together and they looked as if they were some kind of ship flying through the air the way a fish flies through water, and a fly got out there and he landed on one of their pews. And I don't know. I thought I'd run it by you there in case you got any ideas.
Out of character, I know that flies are kind of one of the symbols associated with ash, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I think I think after Betty tells me this, I'm gonna like put my hand on her shoulder, kind of patronizingly, and I'm like, Betty, as someone who has also been chosen by a divine power, these visions that people like us receive can be confusing sometimes. But and I'm kind of gonna explain to her that, like, sometimes one of the things ash is associated with is flies. Flies kind of live on decaying things. I think I'm just Folly kind of like goes off about us for a little bit, just kind of info dumps a tiny bit. And then kind of at the end of it, I want to, Betty, have you ever seen a ship that looked like that before? Like a ship that had these kind of fishy qualities? Is that something you recognized?
I'll be honest with you there. As far as I understood, the sails were supposed to catch the wind, not slice through it. It looked like a shark. Ship's not supposed to look like sharks there. Okay? That's what I know. I never seen nothing like that in my life.
Well, I'm no dream analyst, but I
Oh, it weren't no dream there. I woke up, thought sure as day there.
okay, great. Well, I think you should keep an eye out for any weird looking ships. This might be Ash trying to tell you that this is something important that you could be looking out for. Maybe there's a journey ahead of you. You're gonna go on a long trip somewhere.
Do you guys want to give me a spout lore?
And
Since you
I'm
guys are
just gonna
talking about it.
do that thing
Oh.
that you do like when you've had a conversation with someone and they've told you something that clearly is very important and profound, but you didn't get any of it.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes like me and Alyssa or me and Zach, like out of character, just like around the apartment, we'll have conversations like this where it's just like a thing that like our particular experience of the world over the last like 20 odd years, just like we can't comprehend it. And you just do that thing where you're like, yeah, for sure, that makes sense. And then you just kind of go about your day. I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure, flies, Ash. Okay, there. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we better get going there because they're kind of shooing us out of the college. But I'm gonna meditate or pray on this. I guess I don't really know.
Did
Do you man? And I'm just gonna take.
Did you guys
As
want?
like she's kind of like walking away, I'm like, Betty, I am so excited. I am so excited for your newfound faith, for this journey of faith that you're going on. If you ever need help praying or holy words, just come talk to me.
Did you guys want to give me?
Yeah.
You guys don't have to. Do you guys want to give me a spout lore as you guys are like, since you guys were talking about this kind of specifically, and you were discussing your vision, or not your vision, but your guidance that you received?
I have a 0 in that, so sure.
Maybe could I spout lore because I still have the bag of books that gives me a +1 to spout lore, and maybe if like Betty assists,
and then Betty aids. Yeah. Do you guys want?
Oh yeah,
kind
I'll
of
do that.
figure out if this is like any symbolism that I would recognize. Do I know what the meaning is?
Cool. Yeah. So go ahead and do an interview, Betty.
9.
Perfect. Partial success. You'll be implicated and in danger if Folly rolls poorly.
Cool. So I take 1 for that, 1 for the bag of books, and I'm gonna roll.
Oh.
Oops, that was actually 12. Oh no, that is 14. Yeah, because I had +2 from my wisdom modifier. Yeah, so.
That's amazing. Okay. That's a full success. So you guys were kind of discussing. You were discussing Betty's guidance that she received, and I think after like consulting one of your books, I think it was almost by accident, more than anything. You were it was like partial by accident and then partial like that kind of like triggered your memory a little bit. The letter that M gave you mentioned that one of the transportation options that you had was a skyship from Cliffrest, a neighboring city, and I think that kind of like it just like caught your attention, and using a book, you were able to like find a depiction of a skyship, and I think when you show it to Betty, when you see this depiction of this skyship, it looks very similar to the form that the flies took earlier this morning.
There's a sky dock in this city. You said, right?
Correct. That is where you guys landed with the Pegasus caravan.
Would we know enough with that spout lore to know if that's where the airships would land? Or do they land on like do they need a wider berth?
No. You would know, especially since you guys kind of saw the whole city from above, right? You would know that the sky dock, it's like a harbor, right? It's basically where everyone comes into dock, whether they're traveling via Pegasus or via some other means of transportation, including skyships.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe Betty's, I think, older than everyone. So I think maybe like the last time she saw an airship, it was closer to like a zeppelin or
Hmm.
like a blimp. And so she's like, oh. And I guess as we're getting kicked out, I'll float it by everyone, and say like, honestly, it's up to you there, but I got I got I got two leads. I think while y'all were out, and I was popping my nose into having some conversations, I spoke to some of the professors there, and they told me it doesn't look like our man is going to be coming around here. And Danny, it sounds like from what you said, that doesn't sound like he's going to be here anytime soon there. But I think based off of what they said, he might be interested in attending a professional tennis match.
Oh, professional, you say?
Professional there, professional players. So I'm thinking if we wanted to, we might just go try to see if we could find him there. But here's the thing: a lot of people in crowds at a tennis match, famously.
Do you know where the next professional one is being held?
I don't. But before
Um,
we go down that road there, I just wanted to say I can't really explain why there. I just have a feeling he's gonna arrive by airship. So if we wanted to stake out the docks there, or maybe we want to split up, or maybe somebody else has another idea there. But
well, hold on. Hold on. Can I try to spout lore and see if I know where the next
I think
profession?
before you do that, I think Annabelle is going to interject, and she's going to say, uh, there's actually only one place where the professional matches take place, and it's at the
They size down?
Almost only has one stadium, Harvey.
But yeah, but professional matches, at least when I was around, used to take place upon the backs of all three dragons.
Annabelle's going to say, you're right, Harvey. There is a stadium on each of the dragon cities, and but the season hasn't fully started yet. They're still doing like the earlier matches, right, to decide who's gonna make it.
Oh, what fucking time of year is it, Annabelle?
It's preseason, Harvey. God, you've
Oh,
been away from the dragon cities way too long. You gotta get back
way
into
too
this.
long.
um, but Annabelle's gonna say the stadium. You may have seen it when you flew in. It's called the Pyroclastic Center. Um, and you all you may or may not have noticed, but there's a it's the one stadium in the city, and that's apparently where all of the tennis matches are held, the professional ones. But if you wanted to do find more information about anything more specific than that, you can go ahead, Harvey.
I can't think of anything.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. Annabelle just happened to know that there was. She's been here for a little bit, so she knew that there was a stadium, and she was also into tennis, so she's been to the stadium before. Let's see. Does she like this? Does she like this stadium better than Ravunt's stadium?
How could she? It's
No.
pathetic.
Yeah. It's the
roll
let
for it.
yeah to now.
Roll for it.
I think I think I think I think all the stadiums are like super nice, so I think it's definitely down to personal preference. Uh, I think
But it's smaller
it
because Amos is smaller.
it okay. Maybe I'll give you that. The Pyroclastic Center is smaller. Is this probably let's just go with it's the smallest stadium of the three. But it's still very nice.
I mean, or maybe it's not, but Harvey insists it is.
Okay, I love that. We all that's perfect. That's all that we need to know right now. Anything that anyone says otherwise, Harvey's like, nope,
Nope, tiny.
tiny, small. It's pitiful.
I'm claustrophobic.
Harvey's like, I've been there before. Now that I think about it, and it's sad. I don't know why anyone would want to go here.
They should really just tear it down, frankly.
It's why does Amos even participate?
Yeah, frankly, they should put Amos down. It's just, it's
Oh
sad,
my
really, that he
my
attempts to
God.
participate. Same
Uh,
with the other one, whose name I don't remember.
yeah, that's the other Dragon City is named Tehran, but
Tehran. Same with Tehran. Yeah.
While they're
both of
having
them.
this conversation, the two of them, we just like slowly start zooming out as like the rest of the party just like starts walking away from this conversation. The two of them are just in the middle of a crowd, and the camera just like pulls back. And it's just like, honestly, the nerve to even call it a stadium. And I gotta insist we cut it. This is too much. I can't
Yes.
with this fucking thing.
that's perfect. Yes, let's move on. It is. You guys have some leads. It sounds like on what you want to do next. Is there anything that you want to do for the rest of the day? Oh, I wanted to bring up. Sorry, before Harvey, you had the stunned ability. You can go ahead and remove that. You
Cool.
technically the abilities they're supposed to last for like 3 days, but I think I gave that to you. There's a damage type called stun damage that doesn't cause the stunned ability, but it like makes it so that it's like a temporary status ailment. And I think that the stunned ability was a little bit too harsh for the situation.
Nah.
So, but go ahead and clear it. Go ahead and clear it.
Yeah. Cool.
But in any case, what would you guys like to do for the rest of the day, if there's anything at all?
Well, I
And
mean, so we're expecting them to come in tomorrow, right?
Correct.
By airship?
That sounds like what you guys are under the impression.
Yeah, I think maybe going to the kind of docks and seeing if there are any airships scheduled for tomorrow, and if so, what time they would be arriving.
Okay. Did you all want to go to the sky docks together?
Yeah, I want to see him. Well,
Yeah.
we already saw him, I guess, when we arrived, but I want to go.
Cool. So you all walk through the city. Let's see. It's midday. There's there's hustle and bustle of the city. You guys walk through the city, and you guys make it to the sky dock, which looks almost identical to just like a basic harbor, except instead of seeing like seafaring ships, you see a bunch of flying beasts, and you see Almos's tail dragging off into the distance until it like basically disappears into the clouds before you can even see the end of it.
Can I ask a question real quick? Because I'm having trouble picturing the scene. Does this, like, is this similar to like a spaceship docking thing where like the dock goes off of like the side, like the haunches of the dragon, and then you have to like go up a set of stairs to like get up to the city proper? Or is it like, because what in my head, what I was imagining was like a tower that like shoots straight up, and then it has like a platform on the top, kind of like a giant crow's nest.
Hmm.
And I just want to know in your head, like what it kind of like, how, like where is it in position to like the dragon?
Yeah. So this is definitely something we can discuss because I didn't have it like perfectly designed out, right? Like this is definitely some fantasy shit that's going on. The way that I was thinking of it was definitely towards the back of the dragon, kind of like you said. It was definitely like on the haunches of it at the base of the tail. And the way
Okay.
that I was imagining it was like it was basically just like it's like a bunch of platforms. The dragon itself doesn't move much as far as like moving its legs and whatnot. It's pretty stable like at all times, right? So it's pretty safe to like build platforms and obviously buildings and a whole city on top of it. But how were you imagining this tower? Like, is that where like you imagine like this tower like at the base of this dragon's tail that goes up, and then off this tower like a bunch of like platforms, and that's where
Well, I
like
just wanted to talk to you about it because, like, in my head, the only way I could imagine it was like in the middle of its spine, there
okay,
was like maybe like a couple towers, the way that like a mast on a ship would be, and then up at the top, it was just sort of like wide because whatever lands here doesn't it has weight, but it's obviously buoyant in air enough to fly. So like I was like, that changes the way that like you land on stuff, right? Because you can kind of just have like a floating platform in the air, and as long as whatever you're unloading from the ship itself is like not that heavy, you can kind of just walk on it, right? So I was kind of, I guess what I was imagining was like the Space Needle with platforms attached to it, like 3 times on the dragon's back. But I also, it's cool if it's like on its butt, near the tail, near the
yeah,
rump.
yeah,
Um, I just wanted to know so like I can kind of imagine the scene in my head.
for sure. Okay. I mean, I don't see why we can't have like a little bit of both in this, because
Yeah.
I really like your tower with platforms idea. So I think it's definitely, I think the dock itself is definitely located at the base of the this dragon's tail, and I think there are some platforms that kind of like shoot off from it a little bit and like kind of overhang its rump a little bit, like off to the sides of its tails. But I think there's also this like you said, this tower that has a bunch of different platforms that other forms of transportation can kind of land at and use as kind of where they dock.
Okay. Cool. But so if we're going to the Sky Docks proper,
Hmm.
we would be going to the Tuchus of the Dragon.
It would be the Tuchus of the Dragon. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And so that's where you all are.
What's it look like?
Yeah. Let's see. It like I was saying, it looks a lot like how you would imagine like a harbor or dock situation. There's a bunch of platforms that kind of like lead off onto the edge of the the dragon, and that's kind of where you see creatures and beasts and people landing from the sky and kind of settling. And then as you get kind of like further inland, right, more onto the dragon, um, there's a lot of people carrying crates and objects as they move them onto wagons, or moving them into these warehouses that are kind of further onto the dragon. And I think, yeah. And then obviously there's that cool tower that provides even more loading area and landing space for other visitors.
Maybe it's like a private landing strip, like for like people who have like their own airship or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely like it looks pretty swank. But yeah, what do you guys want to do here?
Is there like I don't know, like either like a harbor master or dock master, or someone who's kind of in charge of like arranging logistics and arranging when different people are leaving and coming, or is there like maybe like a schedule that's posted somewhere of arrivals and departures?
I was definitely imagining there was definitely like a, we'll call him a harbor master. I think that still applies here. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, they definitely, it's almost like, oh, it's almost like tower control, right? Where like they kind of like handle it, all the incoming and outgoing uh shipping and whatnot. Um,
Mhm.
and so yes, I think it's like a station. I think it's like an office building that's on the harbor, and you can absolutely like go there and check it out.
Okay, cool. I think yeah, I think Folly is gonna enter this office, and like is there like someone at a desk there that he can talk to?
Yes, sitting at behind a desk is, let's see, I think they're a human. There's a human man
Mhm.
sitting behind the desk, and it's crowded with a bunch of papers and and whatnot. It's pretty hard. It seems basically indecipherable to you if there's any organization to this at all. But this person seems completely at home behind this desk.
Mhm. Okay. I think Folly's gonna walk up to this desk and is like, "Good afternoon. Can I ask some questions about a ship that might be arriving tomorrow?"
This man uh, barely looks up from his papers and starts shuffling some others and writing down notes on another, and is barely giving you any attention. And he says, "What's your question?"
I have a family friend who lives in Antara who is supposed to be arriving almost a couple days ago, but I think his ship got delayed, and he wrote to me and said that he'd be arriving a little bit later, but he didn't know the details. I was wondering if you could tell me if there might be an airship coming in the next few days with someone from Antara, last name of Lee.
Hmm. I can't. I can't tell you anyone. I can't tell you anyone's names. That's uh, outside of our policy. I
Mhm.
can tell you though that he looks at a paper, and he's like, there is a skyship scheduled to arrive tomorrow mid morning. Maybe your family friend or whatever you said is arriving on that one.
Mm. Can I roll a parlay to get more info to see if I can get any more information from him?
Sure. What are you using as leverage?
I would like to aid as well.
Cool.
Mm.
Tell me, yeah, Folly, go ahead and tell me like your approach that you're taking.
Mhm.
And then Danny, describe how you're helping in this situation after Folly kind of describes the leverage that they're trying to
Mhm.
use.
Oh God. I think. Oh, I mean, I just remembered that I have a flat score in charisma. This might go badly.
Do you want me to
I
lead
think
one, and then you can aid?
I think like I think narratively, I don't think I can justify that.
Can I, if I'm
Mhm.
here and we're discussing leverage,
Mm.
can I mean, I'll mark it off if it works. If it
Mhm.
doesn't work, I won't mark it off. But can I like press one of my coins into Folly's hands?
I was gonna go a different route.
Ooh, well, what I
Mhm.
Betty, yes, you can do that, but I want to give Danny an opportunity to say what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. What was your plan?
Just being gross and intimidating.
To be
uh,
fair, that's kind of always your
that's
plan.
also that's also very 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 on point. Yeah, so it sounds like
Mhm.
it's up to Folly to how they want to maybe accept aid from one person or another.
We're gonna like
Oh
pull
man.
you around into a sidebar and be like, I can freak him out so much. And then Betty's gonna be like, on the other hand, and hold out a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, I'm not trying to do like an aid or interfere role. I was
Mhm.
just like narratively, if you need leverage for it, we have
Mhm.
some coin that we
Just
can
just
throw
straight up
around.
leverage. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think let Danny do whatever they have planned in terms of like the aid or interfere. But if we end up needing leverage, I have a little coin left that we can use as leverage.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was originally thinking like trying to use the league as kind of a like the fact that my parents are kind of important in the league, but like I think that's not. I don't really want to draw attention to ourselves. I think Folly is gonna like pretend to like start crying, and be like, it's been a really really long day. It's like 1 in the afternoon.
Ah!
And I am. This is a really big deal. I am supposed. everyone's going to be really mad at me. And I think as Folly's kind of like pretending to get upset, she's going to like kind of like lean over on the front desk a little bit, and then like kind of like drop a coin into the pile of papers.
Solid. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and roll parlay. That's excellent.
Okay.
Oh wait. Ugh. Even with aid, it wasn't gonna
Yeah,
work,
that would
huh?
still be a failure. Well, I get more XP.
Okay. Yeah, I think this dude goes. I think he scoffs at your coin, and he's like, "This isn't how we work around here." And he like very rudely brushes the coin off his desk, and it falls to the floor. And he's like, "You'll just have to wait till tomorrow to see if your family friend is on that ship." And he's going to promptly ignore you.
Can I do a thing?
Maybe. What thing would you like to do?
Use elemental mastery, and then oh, that's a 4. How does inspiration work? Can we reroll or we just add to it?
Inspiration. You roll another d6, and then you'll take the two of the highest. You'll take the two highest rolls.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 1. Okay, so 4 is the answer. Dang.
So you were trying to roll. What were you trying to do with elemental mastery?
I was trying to use fire to set something small behind him on fire so I can steal the manifest.
Okay.
Take XP.
Yeah, take XP. I
It
think.
says on a miss, a catastrophe occurs. I'm
Yeah.
fine with the catastrophe. That's still a distraction, so I don't know. Would that be a success, though?
Well, no, because here's the thing, is the it's going to be a catastrophe. The first paper that catches on fire is the manifest you were looking to steal, and that quickly spreads to the other papers. I think the one saving grace is this dude has no idea how this fire started. And so he's gonna like he's freaking the fuck out now. He's up. He's like, oh, I gotta get some water. He's like, Harvey, yes.
Yeah, can I grab him and pull him out?
Yeah, sure.
Where? It's just some papers on fire.
He's like, I
A
gotta.
catastrophe. It's a catastrophe.
Yeah, it's spreading pretty rapidly. This fire needs to be contained. I think he's quickly come to the realization he needs to call in some fire control people.
I'm gonna pull off my breeches and try to like smother it.
It is not helping. You now have no breeches, and I think they're on fire.
Guys, I think we gotta run for it.
Yeah, so I can throw him out. Do I need to roll for it, or?
No, I think you just grab him. I think he kind of resists a little bit, but I think he realizes that it is spreading too quickly for him to do really anything about.
Is there water anywhere nearby?
That was okay. So that was one of the things that I was thinking about on this Dragon City. Also, was how is water a thing, right? And so
rain.
Well, I think from the clouds and rain, I think there's a lake essentially somewhere on this dragon, and I think they've set up an irrigation system or a piping system, and that is kind of how everyone gets water. Let's see. Do we want fire hydrants to be a thing? I don't know when fire hydrants were invented in real life.
The dragon has lower back dimples. That's where the lakes are. Just want everyone to know
the
dragon has lower back dimples.
This dragon's very scaly, right? So there's definitely, and it's very large. So there's definitely places for like a large amount of water to be stored.
Yeah.
But I think, how convenient do we want this fire to be? Like,
fire hydrants were invented in 1801.
it's a little late.
I mean, I just want to say, wouldn't like I mean, there's all these like pegasi that come in. Wouldn't there be like maybe like water troughs for like horses near the Pegasus nearby or something?
There's definitely, yeah, there. I think that you can definitely find like small sources of water, but it's not going to be like on the same scale as like a firefighter with a fucking fire hose spraying down with a heavily pressurized and immense amounts
Wait,
of water.
actually, does this guy have a bathroom?
Let's see. How do you think bathrooms work on the Dragon City? Uh, um, yeah, I mean, I think there's bathrooms. And I think,
Plumbing was invented in the BCs.
yeah, no, I think, well, and I think bathrooms like kind of differed around the world. Um, but the way that I was imagining it was there was some sort of piping situation where water was able to like be delivered throughout the
Mhm.
city relatively easily. But I don't know if there's necessarily like a fire hydrant that
No, that's not
emerges.
what I'm worried about.
Sure.
I'm saying, are there pipes within this building with running water?
Yes, there are.
Cool. I would like to find the receptacle with which there may be a pipe with running water attached to.
Okay. Does that need to discern realities? How about let's go with let's go with defy danger instead of discern realities. I think you could easily. I think you can find it, but I think this fire is spreading pretty rapidly, and so
Okay, what am I like? What's the?
how are you avoiding the flames, or are you not, and you're just kind of like withstanding the flames?
I'm conning it.
Okay. Harvey is gonna rush in, and is trying to look or trying to get to the water pipes that are running through this building. Harvey rolled a defy danger constitution, and you rolled a partial success. So I think what happens mostly is you're definitely able to find the water pipes, but I think in the process of you doing so, you've had to jump through or pass by the flames that are now kind of licking at you, and go
Mhm.
ahead and take. I'm just gonna roll something, and we'll see how that goes. The fire isn't too out of control yet, but it's definitely getting there. So it's just gonna be a D4. So take
So
two.
nothing.
So nothing because your armor. I forgot your armor is massive. Yeah. It can't make it through your armor. You feel your armor getting warm. But it is not hurting. As of
Yep.
yet. Uh,
Fantastic. What is the form of water pipe I find?
I mean, I think you get to a bathroom.
Toilet or sink?
I think it's. Whoa. I think it's both. I think you find the pipe, and it kind of like diverges. One part of the pipe goes to the toilet. One part of the pipe goes to the
I
sink.
would like I would like to rip both receptacles from the wall.
Okay.
I feel like that's a bend bars lift gates.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Oof.
Excellent.
Oh, partial.
Partial
Okay.
success. Cool. Let's see. What are you trying to do by doing this?
Flood the house. So flood the area so that it doesn't completely burn down. So that we have leverage over this guy to tell us what was on the burned up map.
Oh. Okay. Pa, 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 pa.
Just one, I kept you from burning alive. Two, I've saved your domicile and place of business from being incinerated. You owe us.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we'll just keep this pretty straightforward then. I think you do what you set out to do, and so you were able to rip out those pipes. Water starts pouring out of those pipes, and is now basically soaking the floor and the building around it. And I think what would have been an uncontrollable or an uncontained fire is slowly kind of petering out, essentially. But I think before it does peter out, I think you have to the flames are still kind of like You have to get out of this building while the flames are still kind of growing before it starts to get wet enough. And I think you're going to take some more damage, possibly. So let me just make another roll.
What's the dice this time?
We're just going to make it increase a little bit. 6. It was the fires got a little bit more intense.
You rolled a 6?
I rolled a 6. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's only 1 damage. But
Okay.
still.
Yeah. Harvey, God, your armor's stupidly good.
Does armor block fire?
I think it would. Like it I mean, I would rather be wearing armor if I was like traveling through fire than not wear armor traveling through fire, right?
It's fair.
What type of armor are you wearing, Harvey? Do you know?
Heavy.
It's like full plate, right?
It's metal
Yeah.
armor, right?
Scale mail.
Yeah, which is scale mail's made out of like metal scales, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what happens is you're traveling through these flames and they just like they heat up the metal on your armor and you get a little singed from the armor that you're wearing, but it protects you from the worst of the potential damage of these flames. And then you get out of this harbor master office and the water is getting everywhere now that these pipes are broken and there's enough moisture to kind of allow the flames not to spread much further than what has already occurred and been combusted. Yeah, so you all are outside of this station or this office with this really flustered man who's just like, what the hell just happened? Did you want to talk to him?
I don't think I am. I think as soon as all this stuff happened, I was like, they're doing their thing. You know, I trust these guys. They'll figure it out. But I'm not going to be implicated in arson. Not again. And I'm just gonna like put a hand on like Folly's shoulder and just like whisper to them like, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gotta be honest with you. I'll meet you back at Annabelle's, and I'm just gonna like fucking dip as soon as stuff starts to get bad.
Yeah, I think Folly is just kind of frozen in horror, watching as this poor guy's office burns down. Doesn't even say anything to you as you leave.
Harvey, did you want to say something to this harbor master?
Yeah. Is he like on the floor? Because I imagined he was on the floor.
Yeah, I think he's on his knees type thing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna loom over him. So I saved your life and kept your office from being entirely incinerated. That would mean you owe me, or therefore my companions, some answers.
Doesn't have them because they burned down.
I assume he knows a thing or two.
This guy's memory might be pretty good. Go ahead and roll a parlay.
My parlay, it's horrible. Do I get any kind of a bonus on this or anything?
If anyone would like to help you, they may.
I feel like this would be the time for Danni to be gross and intimidating.
Oh, yeah, sure. I can turn that on. I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and be like, yeah, tell us what we want to know. And there's like foam dripping from my mouth and like little maggots crawling through my fur.
God.
And I'm just gonna be like, or it could get a little hotter around here.
Oh my God. Okay. That is perfect. Go ahead and roll your aid, Danni.
Enter a bond? Oh, I don't have one, so it's a 0.
You should have one with Harvey, right?
Oh yeah, I do have one. Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
7.
Okay, great. Harvey, go ahead and take a +1 to your parlay roll. Danny,
Oh,
you may be implicated in what
and
the roll
I
is.
remember I got an inspiration from last time, so I'm probably gonna use that.
Okay, great. So go ahead and roll with advantage. So you rolled an 8.
Cool.
Okay, great. That's a partial success.
Oh wait, but I didn't add the 1. Yeah, so that brings it up to a 9.
That's still a partial success.
Uh,
Yep. So, in which case they need to know they need some sort of concrete assurance of your promise right now. And so you're basically saying if you don't help us right now, things will get worse for you essentially, right?
yeah, and by that, the concrete assurance is Harvey pulling his flail off his hip, grabbing the head of it, pulling the chain out, and getting ready to wrap it around this guy's neck.
Okay.
It's if you don't help us, I'm just gonna kill you now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that
It would be very, 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 very easy to make it look like the fire did this.
Okay. Oh my god. I think that's definitely enough. We will see how that plans out in the future. But he's gonna say for your parlay roll at least, you were asking him for further information on Zaruri Lee, right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So he's gonna see. He's gonna like. He's basically gonna crumple a little bit, and I think he's gonna start crying a little bit, and he's gonna be like,
Oh no.
he's gonna be like, yeah, I saw that there was someone named Lee coming tomorrow on that ship that you're asking me about. And through his sobs, he's like, it was something that started with like a Z or something. I don't know, like Zari or Zarias or something. But yeah, maybe. And that's what he says through his sobs. Is he kind of
That's pretty bad.
We are horrible people.
And we've also really fucked up the whole keeping a low profile thing.
yeah. At this point, he's gonna sob a little bit, and he's gonna be like, did you cause this? Was this all to just find out if someone was coming on this ship? He says
No, just a happy accident.
he's like, I don't know if I don't know if I believe you, but I can't prove it. But I'm gonna remember your face. And he looks at you
I
with
mean, if
tear
that's
stricken.
the case,
Oh.
I would like to roll my burning brand.
Oh my god. I mean,
He just threatened me, like
What is
legally.
burning brand?
he threatened.
It's
It's his burning weapon.
No. We're getting out of here. This is enough.
He said he'll remember our face. He's gonna turn us in. We're gonna have to deal with legal authorities.
There are people.
Harvey, they're gonna remember us
here.
a lot more if you kill this man.
Yeah, there's witnesses everywhere. We gotta get out of here.
And as Danny says that, there are definitely like you Harvey, you do notice that there are people who are like looking at this fire.
I would still like to roll my burning brand.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, cool. So it definitely still has the dangerous tag, and it's the throne version with just like the chain and the head. So I'm gonna summon it and get real close to him, and I'm just gonna be like, forget our faces. And I'm gonna pull it real close.
And I think when you say that, it burns him. And it singes his face, and he lets out a yell, and he kind of goes into a fetal position and holds his face.
We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. What are you doing?
I'm trying to threaten him to get him to back off.
I'm leaving.
Let's go. You're the one who started burning down his fucking
Not
building.
on purpose.
But you got us here.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna start leaving.
Okay.
I think before we head out of here, I want to use my mark of healing to heal him of any damage.
Okay. Does that require?
This was. No, that's just I heal up to 5 HP per day.
Oh, that's way cool. What does that look like?
I don't know. I think Danny's kind of like dragging Harvey off, and Folly's been kind of, I don't know, in the corner, and like kind of like stopped by this guy, and like this guy's curled up. I think it just kind of like touches him on the back of his shoulder real quick.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So then, as you do that, it causes him to heal the wound that Harvey unintentionally inflicted, and his sobs or his cries of pain, fade as he realizes that he's no longer in pain, and he slowly gets up.
I think Folly's running away at this point.
Okay.
We've got all the information that we could possibly get. I don't want to fuck this up any further.
Yeah. At this point,
I can't believe all this happened from just trying to figure out if he might be on the man. Like, it's fine. That we can just accept a fail sometimes. You know what I mean?
Nope. Unacceptable.
I'm stressed.
Okay. Do you all? Well, Betty. I already know where Betty's going. Do the three of you head back to Annabelle's?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think.
Oh. I didn't go back to Annabelle's. I'm gonna meet them there, but I didn't go back there.
Oh. Okay. Okay. We'll come back to you in a second, Betty. Then I just want to hear where the three of you plan on going.
No, yeah, pretty good.
Annabelle. Okay. So you guys all head to Annabelle. Betty, what were you doing on your way to Annabelle's?
I was gonna try to go find like a real salty part of the docks. I'm looking for the dragon equivalent of like seagulls or rats or something. I was hoping that there could be some kind of like gulverns, like some wyverns that are part seagull or something.
Yeah.
They're like white and gray little wyverns with like seagull feathers.
That's interesting. Okay.
But also just like crows or like another random bird or like rats work.
Let's see. What is on the dragon? I do like this idea of like small feathered reptilians as like seagulls, like you were saying. But that seems like a whole new fantasy creature. Rats, I think, are pretty much fucking everywhere. So definitely rats. Do we want to establish a dragon seagull?
Yes.
Okay. Betty, you were kind of going away from the hubbub that was being created at the Harbor Masters, and you were searching for. Do we want to name these creatures?
I was just gonna call them gulverns.
Perfect.
Yes.
But I'm not looking for a specific creature. That was just like a fun thing that I thought might be there. But like, basically, what I'm hoping to do is I want to set the scene of like, I'm basically just trying to get to a part of the docks where I'm around and like I can kind of keep an eye on what's going on, but like I am in contract. It's not a signed contract, but it's a verbal contract agreeing to keep a nondescript, low profile. So I'm doing that by going to like the part of the docks that's just sort of like, there's like a part of those in like any real dock, I feel like, where it's just kind of like, it says seagull shit everywhere and it's just kind of dirty and it smells like brine and like chum. And I'm just kind of vibing out, trying to lay low. And I think there's creatures over there. And I'm hoping that like kind of what happens is Bleu is just kind of doing. Have you guys ever seen like those pictures of like capybaras where they're just so chill that other animals will just kind of interact with them.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and I'm kind of hoping that something like that kind of happens, and that he's just kind of laying there, and there's just like seagulls, and he's this huge dog, but for whatever reason, these like gulverns and like rats and shit that are all over the dock kind of like aren't intimidated by him, and I'm not really intimidated by them because like I've seen worse varmints in the woods.
I'd have to say, if they evolved on the back of a dragon, pretty isolated like this around a pretty dense population, they'd probably be more or less domesticated. Like
Yeah.
all of these
I mean,
things.
have you guys seen like a sea lion in any harbor on the California coast? They are not afraid of the humans or the ships. You know, they're super chill.
Yeah, so I
But
feel
I
like
mean,
that definitely tracks. Yeah.
even like a seagull will, but like what I'm saying is like even like pigeons will get close to a human. When you like go to try to pick them up, they run.
Oh
They don't want
yeah.
to be picked up.
They can
Like they're not
sense
afraid, but they don't want to be fucked with.
they can sense the danger. You know, they know when someone is like after them, but they also know that for the most part, that no one's gonna really fuck with them to like a mortal or fatal degree.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of just vibing with all of these varmints and pests, and I don't realize this until it happens that like my ability to speak to animals is coming into effect because they're like saying something, and I think it's just that I'm vibing with Bleu, and that like he's trying to get my attention, and then I look and like it's just that there's like all of these little like gulverns and rats and stuff staring at me, and I'm gonna kind of like broach the like, do you understand me? And then I'm gonna be like, am I having a conversation with a rat right now? And I want to try to parlay with the with the pests and the varmints of this part of the city in order to try to basically I want to see if I can post up here like until the airship arrives and have them report to me as soon as it arrives.
Okay, cool. I feel like that all sounds good except the leverage. What are you using to
I had
convince them?
7 dungeon rations. I'm gonna offer them a nondescript amount of dungeon rations.
Tell
Depending.
tell me a number as a base. Tell me a number as a base, and then depending on how your parlay roll goes, that may or may not be adjusted.
Here's what I'll tell you. I'm willing to give. I think what I'm going to tell them as they all kind of gather around me because they can understand that like one of these weird talking bipedal beasts can actually understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do 2 full rations, which is enough for like a human to like eat for a full day, to whatever creature like tells me when this guy gets here. Plus, if I fail and they need assurance, I'm willing to like I'm gonna give up another rash. If I get a mixed success and they need insurance now, I'm gonna give them 1 now for them to all split amongst themselves to show that I'm good for it while I
Cool.
flash the goods.
Just to clarify, do you mean 1 use of a dungeon ration,
Yeah, 1 use.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and roll your parlay. I love it.
Okay. And because Bleu has skills in like performance and being kind of like on, and because they're all kind of attracted to his Zen qualities, I get to add his cunning to my roll. So instead of a -1, it's a +1 because his vibe is good.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. Blue is definitely
Okay.
like getting along with these quote unquote vermin.
That with the +1 is a 10.
Oh shit. That's a full success. So on a full success for parlay, they just do what you ask of them. and you made a promise. So your promise is basically that you will give them a use of dungeon rations.
2 uses.
Two
Whoever brings
uses.
me the information.
Excellent. Yeah, you will give them 2 uses of dungeon rations for any information that they provide for you regarding a skyship that comes in the following day.
No, so for the guy, because I have his definition, his description. So I'm basically going to talk to them and be like, so like I think in the scene I'm like, oh gosh, can you understand what I'm saying there? And then one of them just kind of like looks at me. I'm like, am I having a conversation with a rat there? Oh gosh. And like I see like a Goldvern looking at me, and I see that they're all looking at me, and I'm go, okay, there. Here's the deal. I'm gonna be here, and I got food there, okay? And I hold up my bag of food, and I say, and I hold up like 2 massive pieces of like fucking hardtack or lambus bread,
Right,
or
right.
whatever the fuck you want to call it.
A bunch of
And
Goldverns like fly in. They're looking at it like very intently.
I got jerky, and I go, okay, there's an elfin man coming on one of these here sky ships. You understand me? And he wears a dark blue robe with a gold filigree. Understand? Shiny. Okay, shiny. And when he gets in there, when you see a guy who looks like this, you tell me, this is yours. And I hold it up, and then I'm gonna put it in my pouch.
Yeah, their eyes follow it, and they nod, and basically the consensus is like, yeah, we got you. We'll help you out. And then they kind of fly away, and you see some of them, or many of them, looking at the comings and goings of the dock.
So then I'm just gonna post up here till the skyship shows up.
Okay. Are you gonna tell your party members? They think that you're going to Annabelle's, I think.
I said I was gonna meet them at Annabelle's eventually. Can I scribble a note down and have Bleu deliver it to him and say sleeping at the docks tonight?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That Bleu seems more than capable of doing that. And Bleu has been to Annabelle's.
Molly.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's perfectly fine. I think Bleu is more than capable, and you can talk to Bleu now. Yeah, Blue's totally got this.
I can talk to animals.
Yeah. Bleu totally understands what you need, and is more than able to do what you ask of him.
Okay, groovy.
Okay, great. And then Danni, Folly, and Harvey. You guys all kind of rush back to Annabelle's? Question mark?
Yeah.
Okay. Annabelle kind of like at a certain point starts leading you as like it gets closer to her dorm. You know, as she knows like a couple of like shorter shortcuts or shorter paths to take rather than going down the main streets. And she takes you back to her dorm. You all scurry inside, and she has a beaming smile on her face, and she goes to you, Harvey, and is like, "That was one of the most exciting things that has ever happened to me, Harvey. Wow, that's crazy. You could get in a lot of trouble, Harvey. Whoa. She has like a notepad out and is like recording everything that has happened to her today, and she goes, "Wow, you guys go ahead and chill out here. I gotta go write some stuff down." And she goes into her bedroom.
I'm gonna stop her.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, it's for my report.
What report?
This. Well, okay. Let me. I'm gonna clarify. Not everything is going into this report. But I need it written down so that I don't forget any of it.
Harvey's just gonna snatch it from her.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, go ahead. You take it from her.
Yeah, his fingers are like covered in charcoal already, so he's just gonna find the bits that should be redacted and just kind of smudge his finger across them. Just
She,
you don't need this. This doesn't need to be remembered. And I did not ever do this. I don't know what you're talking about, Annabelle.
she like rolls her eyes and groans. She's like, "Fine, Harvey, give it back," and she attempts to like snatch it back from you after you've kind of gone through it all and smudged her notes.
Yeah, no, yeah. As soon as all the illegal shit is kind of like smushed out, I give it
Okay,
back to her.
she's like, "Ugh, god damn it, you got your grubby fingers all over this." Uh,
Well, you shouldn't have written so much.
well,
It's your own fault, really.
well, you shouldn't have done so much, Harvey. And then she's like, uh, "I'll be ready, to go tomorrow morning, whatever you guys are doing. Obviously, you guys are going to the sky docks, so I'll be there with you. Um,
Yep, tomorrow morning, that's for sure. Go to sleep now.
this is my dorm, Harvey. I will do whatever the hell I want." And she's
Which
gonna,
should be going to sleep. It's been a long day, Annabelle. Don't
she
make
like
me send a letter to your mother that
she
you're not maintaining proper sleep habits.
she squints her eyes and she's like, "Shut the hell up, Harvey." And then she goes, and then she goes, but she does go to her bedroom. She does leave and she goes to her
I
bedroom
win.
for now. Um, uh, yes, Harvey wins. I guess for now. Um, cool. So you all are at Annabelle's. Maybe I don't know. I think maybe you all were expecting Betty to be here, and then maybe like half an hour, an hour later, you hear like a scratching at the door, and one of you opens the door, and you see Blue there, and Blue is holding. Um, does Blue have like a Blue's a Mastiff? Does Blue have one of those like collars? I know Mastiffs don't have those collars, but those collars that have like that you can put shit in, or is like was like did you tuck it in Blue's collar, or did you tuck, or is Blue just holding a piece of parchment?
Blue definitely has like a spiked dog collar just because he fights with me. So if anybody tries to get at his neck,
It's
but
much
he
yeah.
doesn't have like a Saint Bernard
Thank you.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think I just took a little bit of twine or some thread, like a loose thread off my jacket or whatever. Devon, is writing really common in this world? Is how anachronistic is it? Like, do people usually know how to write?
I think. That's a good question. I think because I feel like we've established one of you is illiterate. At least one of you is illiterate. Obviously, it's not Folly. Folly is totally illiterate. I think it's about a mix right now. I think it's like it's like 60-40. I think
Is
60 as in
Danny illiterate?
Danny might be Danny might be illiterate. Are you?
Danny's a little bit illiterate, mostly illiterate.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can probably you probably recognize some words, some really common words, but you may not know how to like you may not know all your maybe you know all your letters, but like you don't know too many words or something.
Yeah,
I
Danny's a
think
war orphan, so they like sign an X for their name or like a little symbol or something.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
What I
Go
was gonna
for it.
say is I think most people, and by most people I mean like 60% of people can read and write, and then like 40% of people are like basically illiterate. So I think people are like,
Okay.
yeah. So I think a lot of people know how to do it, but it's not entirely pervasive.
Okay. Then I think I know. I think like the letter is like real. The writing is rough to read. It is not an example of fine penmanship.
Hmm.
It's like basically any penmanship that or writing ability that Betty has is just from reading and trying to inspect contracts to make sure that she's getting a good deal and she's not getting ripped off. But she doesn't do a lot of writing. So just like real like chicken scratch, just like a note, just like tied with a little bit of twine to the collar and like rolled up like it was attached to like a crow, just says like at docks, met some Goldverns, be back when I get back. And then like a little, and then it just says like Betty, and then like a little cartoon drawing of like just a stick figure with like a little dog stick figure. And then yeah.
Wait, I thought you wanted us to meet you tonight.
Huh? Oh no, I
thought you wanted.
I'm dead. I was just like, the only place that we all know where it is in this whole city is Annabelle's, and so I had to go do stuff. But like, if you can't find me, eventually I'll go back to Annabelle's. But like, that was just like my way of telling you. I mean, I didn't have time. The place was burning down, so I was just like, when I eventually meet up with you, it'll be at Annabelle's. And then that's why I'm sending this. That's why I'm sending this to clarify. You don't have to stay there. You guys can like fuck off and go to a bar. I just wanted to like have a place where I knew that I could reach you there. You know,
the juicy warthog is always available.
Yeah, the slippery hog, the moist pig.
The moist pig. Yeah, exactly.
The moist mammal, wet hog, slippery pig, juicy warthog,
sweaty swine,
leaking hog.
God, I hate.
Write down sweaty swine, Zach.
Sweaty
swine.
Yes. Slippery swine?
The slippery swine is good also.
So 3 of you, Danny, Folly, Harvey, you all are at Annabelle's right now. It's been a day. You've picked up some information. Betty, sounds like you're chilling at the docks.
Yep.
Bleu.
I think we should go meet up with Betty.
Before the day ends?
Yeah.
Is it really a good idea to be going back to the harbor right now?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I think Danny's gonna like just squeeze up next to Harvey and be like, what does arson start with?
A.
Hell yeah. And then they're gonna start carving an A next to the M in their arm. And then just be like, first one to malicious wins.
That is
L.
wild. Yeah.
Let's see. What L. Larceny.
Yeah.
Larceny. What's larceny?
That's like stealing.
Okay.
Stealing money.
And then I.
But
Identity fraud.
Oh, shit.
Identity fraud.
Oh, that's good.
Wait, hold on. Let me write this. I can't write. I'm gonna draw pictures.
Wait, hold on. I want to keep track. So the M is murder, right?
We don't know what the M is.
It wasn't. I wish it was. I used to be so lame.
So
committing crimes is super cool.
Mass destruction.
Mass destruction.
Yeah. I was just a kid, you know. I didn't really know what I was doing yet. That's weird.
Are we gonna go through all the letters right now?
Mass destruction.
I don't know if we have time.
All right, fine. We'll do it later.
I just want to let everybody know you could get L for libel.
Yeah, I was gonna say libel was also another one. I
just telling someone.
I is obviously indecent exposure.
I thought it was
Danny did tear off their breeches during.
but I was in a building, so I don't know if that counts. I feel like it's got to be more public.
I feel like if it's a public space, I feel that counts.
Well, that's true.
He
but
is for crime.
You gotta do it. You gotta do them in order.
I'm gonna do a crime.
Yeah, it's that one's pretty general. That's like the freebie,
it's the
right?
Free space.
It's
like the free space of bingo.
Oh no, it's criminal intent, obviously.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
What's O?
O is
The only thing that's coming to mind is
Operating
organ.
without a license.
operating without a license. What were
The
you gonna
only thing I
say?
was coming up with was like organ trafficking, which
Organ trafficking.
Oh,
Oh dang, that's so good.
God,
Oh
that's
shit.
intense. I gotta sell some organs.
Oh my
Another
god.
eye.
Oh,
Well, we
another.
got 2 eyes already. Identity theft and indecent exposure, so I can do both.
You
You
underage something.
Underage drinking.
underage drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, easy.
How old are you, Danny?
I
You're like
think that
You're like
Danny-
14, right?
that was my last character.
Oh,
I want I want Danny to be of age just because I like it when my characters are adults.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
for sure. No, understandable.
I
So,
do
yeah.
feel like Danny's like on the younger end though, because like a lot of
Mhm.
our original bonds with them were basically like Danny is a sweet, beautiful baby I must protect.
Sweet, beautiful baby. Yeah, that describes Danny very well.
We all just decided that Betty has cool aunt vibes and Danny has like little cousin vibes.
And
So
then
funny.
for S edition,
Sure.
Um,
Stealing.
stealing's pretty good.
sedition.
Oh,
Yeah.
sedition.
Edition is good, yeah.
Yeah.
But the hard part is I've gotta do them in order. So can't
So-
jump you can't jump
Yeah,
any letters.
you can't jump. Okay, that's good. But now you have some ideas though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so mass destruction, arson, larceny, indecent exposure, criminal intent. Oh, wait, no. Identity fraud, criminal intent, indecent exposure, organ trafficking, underage drinking, sedition.
Underage drinking is going to be pretty hard if you're not underage.
I got one. I looked it up. Usury.
What is-
yeah,
What
that's
is
a good one.
usury?
The practice of making unethical or immoral monetary loans that unfairly enrich the lender.
What the fuck?
Danny,
That's crazy.
Danny becomes a loan shark.
Okay, but that name of that
Be a
reminds
shame
me.
if you couldn't pay back those loans, wouldn't it?
What about
Mhm.
using drugs?
Oh, that's easier than
That-
usury. I'd have to come up with a whole fake identity for usury.
Yeah. So
I think you're right.
You is kind of far down in there, so we can get there.
Yeah.
I do feel like underage drinking doesn't have to. Danny could just give alcohol to a child. They don't
Oh,
have to be
shit.
the one
Oh, that's so
underage.
good. Yes.
True.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's very true.
Okay.
Wow.
So good. I think does your alignment need to change? No, that's still pretty chaotic. Never mind. That's pretty good. Okay.
I love this.
Yeah, this was so good. Sorry for that tangent.
It was worth it. I took
was-
notes.
it was
no
very
one can forget.
It's
I appreciate that.
perfect. Did you all are gonna it's like kind of like the middle afternoon. I'm thinking like 3 or 4, right? Did you want to kind of just lay low at Annabelle's for the time being?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay low.
Okay. And then Folly, what did you say?
I mean, I was gonna say I think that makes sense. We don't. I don't think we have any other leads to kind of follow up on. Sounds like Betty has everything set up for tomorrow, and we did kind of just commit arson and I think maybe not be.
And a lot of threatening behavior was happening.
Threatening a government official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I think you guys can add any flavor that you want, but you guys, it sounds like you're gonna stay at Annabelle's for the night. You'll get a meal somehow, and Betty is gonna chill out at the docks for the night. And other than the larceny that just happened, it was a pretty it'll be a pretty chill night. I don't think Annabelle has anything to drink alcohol wise. So I think it's like unless you guys want to like rage it up. It's gonna be a pretty calm night. Annabelle's gonna
Yeah,
call
I'm
it.
gonna make everyone some traditional dragonback tea.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, yeah. Uh, that's perfect. Yeah, Annabelle busts out this like device that she rarely uses because like uh what'd you call it? Dragon Bell?
Dragonback.
Dragonback tea requires like a specific like apparatus in order to brew the tea, and she busts that out, and you guys have a really nice Dragon City tea. Um, and then you guys finish the night, um, and then morning comes. You know that the skyship is arriving in the middle morning, maybe late morning. I was thinking like 9 or 10 a.m. If we're using, uh, real world times. Would all of you be there early, or would you kind of
Yeah,
take this opportunity to sleep in one more time?
go early.
Okay. So I think all of you head to the docks kind of early in the morning, probably earlier than you need to be there, and um, I think you all find Betty. Betty, were you just kind of staying in the same area with all the gulls, the what were they called, Golverns and rats? And not that you were
Yeah,
not that you were sleeping with them, but like in that general area where they've kind of like taken up residence.
yeah. I think maybe as much as it pains me, I didn't want to submit Bleu to this. So in the morning, it's like Bleu, like I don't know, sits on someone's chest. It's like an 8,500 plus pound dog. And then when they wake up, like leads everyone to where I am, and they're like, "Where the fuck is Betty?" And then just like a weird like blanket that's like covered in like trash and like dirt and like random Golvern shit just like flings itself off, and I'm like, "Well, hey there, how's it going? Good morning, dear."
Excellent.
Up until this moment, I wanted to be you when I grew up.
Oh, well, uh, I'm glad you don't want to be like me there. For reasons I don't want to get into right now, but that's good to know there, Danny. I hope you don't end up like me. And then I go, "Who's my special guy?" And I just do that thing that white people do when they see their dog, and just full on, just like give Blue a big sloppy kiss on the face.
Full on kissing on the mouth. Like,
It's like, my
Yeah,
beautiful boy there. Oh gosh.
Blue's just licking your face, very with a lot of slobber going on.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, cool. And I think that's where we're gonna end it for tonight. I
Mm-hmm.
think beyond outside of your characters, I think the camera's gonna zoom out from your characters meeting up, and I think it's gonna like pan to the sky, and it's gonna zoom in, and the camera's gonna see a skyship, and it's gonna look very similarly to the to the form that was depicted by the flies that Betty saw in the morning, the previous day. It's this ship. The bulk of the ship looks very similar to a seafaring ship, but it has obviously some key differences. Like Betty may have noticed, there are some fins, some like sail fins that are on the sides of this ship that kind of stick out on the bottom of the hull of the ship, and then where the sails would be on a normal sail ship, instead of being flat, they're turned so that they kind of like are slicing through the air instead of trying to catch it, and it's angled backwards, kind of like the fins of like a swordfish or a sailfish, and it it rises above almost the vermilion, and it lands at one of the docking stations on top of one of the towers. And as it after a few minutes, which you don't see, some time passes, and then you see some people walk off the ship, and one of the people is an elf wearing dark blue robes that are laced with gold filigree. And I think that's where we're gonna end it.
All right.
Excellent. So you guys are ready to go when we pick this up again in however however long that takes. Um, so let's do our end of session stuff, and we will pick this back up with you guys trailing Zeru Elite.
Sweet.
So our end of session stuff. Let's start with the easy stuff. Do any of you feel like any of your bonds have been resolved or need to be updated?
Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My
Sure.
one with Harvey was I need to learn how to think. Me and Harvey need to learn how to think together, like on the same page. And I definitely don't feel like I resolved that after
No.
what happened at the German's house.
No.
We have
yeah.
very similar bonds since mine is I need to learn to follow Betty's lead.
Because we're so good at fighting together. Every time we fight together, we kill everyone. It's just that our social approaches to everything are like, we just need to be calm and cool and follow the rules and everything will sort itself out. And you're like, or I could kill him.
Yeah, I think this next mission might give you like an opportunity to work together in a way that you guys don't normally do, you know. Since you guys
That'd
since
be cool.
since this next like quote unquote arc will be you following somebody and not directly trying to like take care of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then we have the normal XP triggers, which are did you learn something new and important about the world?
Yes. Skyships, Goldverns. We learned that they do cheat, but also their team just sucks.
Yeah, I think you all should take a point for that. I think you all learned some new and interesting things about this world. And then, ooh, did you overcome a noble monster or enemy this session?
No.
No, this one was a pretty roleplay heavy session. Which I wish, I don't know, I might adjust these XP triggers. Because sometimes we do like a lot of combat, then sometimes there is no combat. And I feel like it's...
I got a question.
Huh?
So, foe or enemy? Like, does it need to be like? Can we extend that to be like? Did you overcome a notable something that was like? Does that include things that are like dangerous, but not necessarily sentient?
Yeah, so I feel like especially with the term overcome, it doesn't necessarily need to mean that you killed an orc or a bugbear or something. I think it needs it means I think it's more vague. By saying that you've overcome something, it means that you faced a challenge against someone that you were in conflict with. Whether that means that you defeated them in combat, or maybe you you had some sort of like social battle with them. Maybe you guys were at a ball or a masquerade, and you were trying to show up one of the members, and you successfully kind of like put them down, so to speak.
Okay, the reason why I was asking is because I know it says foe, which implies like a level of sentience, but I feel like Harvey walking through fire and putting out a fire, even though it led to more chaos. I feel like walking through fire and putting out a burning building is in the same heroic, kind of like shirking off danger vein. I don't know. I feel like Harvey should get a point for that, even if it wasn't an it. I don't know if anybody else feels the same. That's just how I feel.
No, I see what you're saying. I think the only thing for me at least that I'm like kind of hesitant about is the keyword notable. I don't know if
Um,
fighting a fire was necessarily notable.
that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
It would make me feel better if I could get it for my alignment, which is worthy opponent, which I would argue
Okay.
a fire is a
Yeah.
worthy opponent.
Let's come back to that because I feel like there's definitely an argument to be made there. But
Thanks, Jacob.
yeah, for these XP triggers, it's kind of like a group thing, right? And I feel like you all, at least in this session, did not necessarily overcome a notable enemy.
Okay.
Just because, obviously, because of the way the session went. And that's like, partially on me, right? Because, it's just the way the session went. And then this is also kind of on me. Did you guys loot any memorable treasure?
Yes.
If
We didn't loot in the physical capacity, but we looted in the mental capacity of we discovered our next step.
No, stop. You guys, we don't have to get all the XP every time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I also do feel like we are kind of like leveling up pretty quickly, which I'm not complaining about, but
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of with you, Zach. I was like, if we wanted to like include like information as loot, I would maybe give you a point for that. But if we wanted to keep it a little bit more literal, you got like everyone else was saying, you all are leveling up pretty rapidly.
Yeah, we are.
So if we wanted to like not give you the point this time, and maybe we think of different XP triggers instead of these ones to like maybe fit our game a little bit better, because I feel like our games are never about the loot necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're at level 5. We've played have we played 12 or 16 of this?
this is only session 10 or 11.
Oh, really? I thought it was 12 because didn't we do 4 each time?
I think this is session 11, and then we had a session 0. So technically
Okay.
we've done 12 episodes or 12 sessions together.
Yeah, I don't think our intel is a notable treasure because the intel that we need for this contract is what this guy is doing. And I think if we got the intel of like what he was up to, I think that would qualify as a treasure because it's us getting intel that helps us secure money for a contract. And I think that would count. I don't think that like little intel we need for next step counts. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think that makes perfect sense. Cool. Okay. So don't take an XP marker for that. Then let's go through everyone's alignment. Because you'll get an XP trigger for that. I guess I'll go through everyone on my screen. Danni, what is your alignment?
Chaotic, and I'm supposed to disregard social norms and make someone deeply uncomfortable. I would argue that yes, by setting someone's office on fire and then threatening to do it again.
Yeah, I will give you the point.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely yes. You definitely made that harbor master deeply uncomfortable.
Nice.
Betty, what is your alignment?
Stuck to or enforced a contract. I definitely don't think that I breached a contract, but I don't think I got this one. I didn't do anything. Like the closest I think I could come is like saying like I split off from everyone because the letter said to be indiscreet, but that doesn't really feel like enforcing anything.
Yeah. No, I would agree. I think I don't think you hit it this session just because like I feel like you're kind of like doing the job within the contract, and you haven't like necessarily like fulfilled or like worked towards the contract yet. You're still kind of like in this
Yeah.
in this preparatory phase.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
And then Harvey, what is your alignment?
Neutral, defeat a worthy opponent.
I don't think we hit it this session, just because obviously this session was pretty roleplay heavy rather than combat heavy.
Oh, no? So you decided that the fire is not a worthy opponent that I defeated?
Oh, the fire. Ooh. I think you should take it. I think
Okay.
it was pretty cool, how you handled it, because you did like, yeah, no, I think you should take it.
Okay.
I
Cool.
think it was pretty cool what Harvey did to like go and stop the fire, go through the flames. It was cool. I liked it. And then Folly, what is your alignment?
Yeah, I think I mentioned briefly at the end of last session that I was thinking of rewriting mine.
Yes.
I currently have changed back to neutral, and my alignment is to prove myself worthy of Ash's blessing. Which, in
Oh,
retrospect, I don't know if I did that this session, but
that's okay. I don't think you hit it either this session. But I do like your new alignment. I think that's really cool. And I think that's definitely something that will probably come into play next session. Okay, cool. So that was everyone's alignment. Did everyone make sure to mark their XP for any failed rolls?
Mhm.
Okay. And then we have our inspiration triggers, which we'll go through. Who was our workhorse this session?
I feel like Betty.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
I will graciously accept.
Nice. And then, who was our role player this session?
I think Harvey.
I almost feel like it was Betty. Again, honestly.
Nah, I was kind of quiet for most of it. I don't know. I feel
I was kind of between Folly and Harvey. And the reason I was kind of between was mostly because Harvey. I was gonna vote for Harvey for fuck it, that was cool.
Yeah, no, I would say Folly more than Harvey. I didn't do much until the last hour.
I mean, I also didn't do much, so
I mean, if we want, I think Betty was also pretty roleplay heavy this session, just because of the way the session kind of went. Betty
Right.
had that cool scene with the flies, and then Betty had the cool scene at the campus, and then Betty had that cool scene with the Golverns.
Yeah, that's why my vote was Betty.
you know who my vote is for ultimately, but it feels hollow because they can't use it. Is I think my role player for tonight was Annabelle because
Ah,
Annabelle was like, "Fuck you, Harvey, asshole! Into my goddamn apartment while I'm studying for finals and giving me the time of my life." Asshole.
I mean, if
she's using us for her finals.
yeah,
using us for
exactly.
her
If you want,
research in school.
if you do want to give it to Annabelle, I will give you whatever it happens within the fiction. I will give someone advantage on a roll. Uh, and
Whoa.
if Annabelle is like involved in a scene or something, I can give someone advantage.
Yeah, I think Annabelle should take it. I
That's
agree with
good
that.
idea.
Fun, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, Jacob.
Yeah, you
Cool.
did good, Devon. I literally cheered. I was muted, but I cheered when you were like, "Shut the hell up, Harvey." Yes,
I saw that.
tell him.
Tell me to shut the fuck up. Put me down. Demean me.
Cool. I like that. I think that'll be fun. In the next coming sessions. And then we have fuck it, that was cool. Which, like I said, my vote is for Harvey on that one.
No
Yeah, Harvey did
arguments.
cool shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it was.
Graciously.
Yeah,
Humbly.
Harvey's always a little excessively violent. But Harvey did do a cool thing of running through the flames of this burning down building.
He's just extra. He's either extra violent or extra heroic. There's no in between.
Imagine being rescued by someone and then they immediately start threatening you afterward. Like, oh my god.
Just all right, now you owe
Harbor
me.
Master.
Well, you know how it goes down. You break down in tears.
I'd give them whatever they wanted.
Cool. So this is it for this, month
Run.
of podcast.
Good job, team.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah.
everyone.
This is good.
Yeah, we'll pick up. We have a good starting point for next session for when we pick up again.
Have a good night, y'all.
Awesome.
Or
Good
rest of
session,
the day.
everyone.
Great session.
Good
Good
session.
night.
Good work, Devon.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night, guys.